Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, cottagers. Welcome in, welcome in. Let me do some swapping. So turn on my closed captioner. Okay, in theory, it's working. Hi, beautiful. Hello, Kyo. Thank you so much for the resub. Thank you, thank you. And Big Boss, hello. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. And Patrick, hello, hello, hello. All right, I'm gonna turn down, I think my music is just loud for me, but let me also see if it'll get Harvestella on the screen. Please. Also, if we hear landscapers, the landscapers are back at my neighbor's house, and like the grass has not grown, and it's like about to rain, so I guess they've just chosen, it seems like Thursdays and maybe Sundays might be the time. So we might be hearing more of them throughout the growing season. So I'm sorry if it ever picks up on the mic. Hopefully it doesn't. No one is being loud near me right yet, but sometimes they get real close. And I don't know. We might also hear my landscaper at some point, but we have not chatted with him about when he's gonna come, so I don't know yet. Average streamer woes, I know. We're always fighting everybody. We're fighting like trucks, cars, dogs, ourselves, our ISP our ISPs, landscapers, just everything, really. Trains. Streamers have a lot of enemies, okay? We've got a lot of enemies and, like, I don't know, some friends. A few friends. Family who decide to text right when you start streaming. Yes, exactly. Work sometimes, you know? It's a whole to-do. Sometimes it's a whole big journey. But we made it, you know? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. That and that, you know, we've got a whole field of Chatolan paprikas, honestly. What more could we want? That's what I want to know. I guess we gotta water them. That, you know, maybe if we had someone else to water them. That would be nice. We do have a fairy to help us water them though, so like, we can't really complain. Fried rice that's not done yet. Man, that makes me want fried rice. That makes me want some fried rice. I also don't know if we have to water these lemons. I feel like I keep saying that, but I'm also like worried about killing them, so I'm probably not gonna experiment to see if we need to do anything with them. Let me see. We have got... What's in our storage box? What could we grow? What could we grow? Spring and summer... You know what? Let's grow all these carrots. Might as well. Yeah, we'll do that. When in doubt, water them. Because I've never drowned a cactus. Cactuses are actually... Cactuses, cacti, cacti and other, I don't know, succulents and similar plants. Actually, they usually experience like grow seasons that are like, there is no water. And then one day it's like, there is torrential water. So they're usually pretty good with actually being like kind of aggressively watered. Also, Chris, hello! Happy Thursday! Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, you can really, like, you can dump water on cacti. There's some plants that really don't want any water, really. Which is like lithops, I would say. Generally, lithops do not want a lot of water on them. Owie, hello, welcome in, and I Candy, hello, hello. Aggressively watered. But you can, yeah, you can really go for it. Cacti, usually come from places where there's like no water for a while and then a lot of water for a short time. And that's how they're used to living. So they're kind of happy that way. Let's see. So last time we dismantled a cult in Argene, and that was kind of stressful. We got put on there was like a show trial, we had to bust out of the dungeons. I don't know, we came in contact with a giant robot. Like, there was a lot happening. So I feel like today we're gonna kick back, we're gonna farm, we're gonna do some hard events for some of our folks. But yeah, it was fun, but it was, you know, in its own weird way, I guess. It was also stressful. So we're gonna relax a bit. I forgot I got all these things. That's right. Okay, this is a cave crop. This is not, though. Spring and winter. Did I get hops? I wonder if I got hops. No, more cave crops. I've had a pretty fun day today. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Let me see. I think I need to process some more stuff. What needs to be processed? Probably I need more food for our clufowls. So we've got that. Do I need to make more juice? I guess I've been kind of running out of juice. So yes. The answer is yes. Guess I don't really have any more tomatoes, so I guess I need to calm down on the tomato front. I'll take a paprika though. We'll use that. Let's see, we need fermenting barrel. That's what I need, right? Yes, I think so. And then we need feed maker, put the stellar wheat in. Oh yeah, jam maker. You know, can we make lemon jam? Is that allowed? Do we have any lemons on us? I guess not, because I put them away. Okay, a numblemon. Let me see if we can make jam out of that. Jam. Oh, I need 3. I forgot. You need 3. Expensive. I guess, I mean, to be honest, let's be real. I guess you can't just put one of a fruit into a pot and make jam out of it, unless it's something like giant. Maybe jackfruit or something. Aren't those large? But not normally. Let's sell 10 of these, and then we'll have to keep the rest, because I think we have to start saving some more. Okay, those are good. Let me go pet calf. Singular fruit jam. It would be, you know, you can make jam with a singular fruit, but it's like a dime worth of jam. And it probably burns, honestly. It probably burns in the pot, because there's probably not enough in there to, you know, disperse the heat evenly. So, probably not the best way to go about making jam, I would say. Probably not. Also, do I have any more waterside biome friends? It looks like no. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to save, like, all of these. Save all that. Sounds fun, making jam out of a singular fruit and trying to not let it burn. Maybe not my idea of fun, but we can all have different definitions of fun. Alright. This letter says, "Don't forget," from Braca. You may be my client, and while I don't have a problem with you turning up at my hideout now and then, I don't want you turning up on my doorstep without a good reason. Got it? Only come to see me if you need me or have a request. And, if you do need to see me, make sure you talk to the innkeeper first. We clear? Braca. Okay. Okay, friend, calm down. Finally some respite. From Shrika. I hope you are well. I am sending this letter as I wish to express my gratitude for your assistance before. Without it, I am sure our struggle would have been far greater. If you happen to find yourself in Argene, then I hope you will come to visit the temple. It would be nice to finally have the opportunity to speak freely. I look forward to seeing you. Yours sincerely, Shrika. I like how she says, I'm sure our struggle would have been far greater. Ya boy, your dad, was about to literally have a mass murder event of your colleagues. We prevented it by like 10 minutes. So, yeah, I guess if you were fine with literally probably all of your colleagues dying, you could call that a struggle. I would call it something probably more than that, something bigger, something that sounds more dire, I suppose. But hey, live your best life, girl. You either succeed or it's a clear failure, like an internet challenge, I guess. Ugh, the Castle Lewis Times. Alright, let's see what they printed up this time. Castle Lewis News. The Seaslight Order scandal. Greetings, citizens. We've received reports of an alleged scandal within the Seaslight Order, who are headquartered in the holy capital of Argene. An associate of the Seaslight Order informed us that the Patriarch has temporarily left his office. We anticipate disorder to ensue in the holy capital due to the Order's tremendous influence. However, please rest assured, citizens, we, the Lewis Kingdom Brigade, will act on behalf of the Order. We pledge to protect the citizens and their safety. While investigations are ongoing, please avoid the Winter Seaslight until permission is given. It poses no immediate threat to life unless close contact is made. Castle Lewis Intelligence Division. Okay, first of all, the Patriarch has temporarily left his office. He's dead. Or at least he better be. Because, we definitely shot him more than a fair few times, and Braca super shot him, like with an extra special kind of gun. So, I think he's done. I don't know, temporarily assumes he's coming back, and I would prefer that he didn't, because he was like a, what do you call the Pokemon, like the super leveled up evolutions? Are those like DX evolutions? What are those things called? Because that man ended up looking like a Mewtwo DX thing. He was like a biblically accurate Mewtwo. It was wild. Also, hi Raz, hello Saya, welcome in, happy Thursday. Mega Evolution? Yeah, maybe it's that. It was a lot. He looked like a biblically accurate Mewtwo. So, he's not coming back. Hopefully ever. If we see another one of those, it'll be way too soon. I don't want to fight those again. I didn't like them. I didn't like how he had too many limbs. I didn't like it. He freaked me out. The less we think of him, the better. Alright, Estina says, I need to talk to you. I never thought I'd meet Rosny again in Argene, of all places. I suppose this is punishment for running away from my sins for so long. Raz, I have something very important I would like to discuss. Would you come and meet me at the orphanage? From Estina. I got you, girl. Sup. Hello, Jan. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Bible? Listen, if you go back and look at the VOD from last weekend of Harvestella and you skip to the boss fight, it looked biblical in a bad way. It looked biblical in the we want to terrify people kind of way. So, alright, we have so many heart events right now. And I don't know if we have any more main quests currently. So, we can either... I say we probably go to Cress first, because Cress is she's the only one in Lethe Village. If we go to Nemia, we can do a Seal and Estina, And then if we go to Shatola, we can do Hein and Emo's stuff. And then if we go back to Argene, we'll get Shrika and Braca. I think, I have a suspicion that Aseel's quest, we might have to do combat. I'm not positive, but like, things have been brewing that might be the case. So let's go see Cress first. She wanted 2 red leaves from the Silent Cave. So let's go get those out of our box, because I think we have those. As far as I'm aware, yes, we do. Okay, so let's bring these to Cress, because she wanted these for her medicines. Actually, I think I want the general store warp. I don't remember if the northern warp is closer. So Cress lives up here in this building. Where is she? There she is. Dr. Cress, how is my brother doing? For now, we'll have him take the medicine I prescribed and see how it goes from there. Contact me straight away if his condition changes. All right. Thank you, Dr. Cress. No need to thank me. All I've done is prescribe him some medicine. But I'm just grateful I could get him looked at. It's been really painful for you, hasn't it? It has. Look, I can't promise I'll cure him. But I can promise that I will do everything in my power to help your brother. Thank you, Doctor. We're sneaking up on her. Yes. Welcome. Oh, Raz. Did you bring the materials I asked for? We did. You hand over the materials to Cress. That's perfect. Thank you. Was that another patient? No, that was a relative of a patient. His younger sister, actually. Is he very sick? The patient is presenting symptoms of the quiet. I made a house call the other day to perform a checkup and found the sickness had been progressing. It's just like what happened with my own mom and dad. They don't look different, physically, but with every passing day, they lose the strength to survive. Can you help him? I'll do my best. My plan is to create a new medicinal compound using the materials you brought me. At any rate, I'm banking on this one to work. All you can do is try. Right. Beating this disease is what defines my life as a doctor. For the patient and his family, and for my own parents too. I will find that cure. Don't take on too much by yourself. I know. I'm actually really glad I won't have to do this on my own. I'm counting on you, Raz. The victory music kicks in. Anyway. I can't afford to waste another second. If we've got that settled, then I'm going back to my research. I'll send you a letter if there's anything I need. Take care, Raz. Trials and Tribulations, which is Cress's 6 heart event, complete. Alright, there we go. Also, Owie, I'm so out of it right now. What's going on? I feel like this game has quite an in-depth story, and unfortunately, if you miss something, some days we go slower. Today is like a personal stories moment, so there's no main story that'll probably be happening. It'll probably be lots of just character side stories. But if you miss main stories, it can be a lot. It moves quickly. And even character stories, some character stories, it seems like you have to progress the main story a certain point forward, and then it usually takes an additional day after that unlock happens for them to like send you a letter, because letters are how all of these quests are started. So even some of these, like we haven't done Cress's last heart event for like a while. But basically, Cress, she's the doctor in Lethe, which is like the village that we live closest to. And she's the one that found us. We have amnesia. We don't really know who we are or where we're from. Essentially, between each traditional season, which is, you know, spring, summer, fall, winter, each of those is like 30 days long. And then in between each season, there is this separate season called Quietus, which is basically a day where the seas lights, like that giant, this giant crystal thing up ahead, the red one, is a seas light. There's 4 of them. They align with each of the 4 seasons. This is the autumn seas light. It is in a canyon to the north. Basically, between each season, the seas lights give off, like, particles, and the particles, when inhaled, are deadly. So it kills off all crops, all animals that are outside, and all people. So, and it seems like the symptoms of the quiet kind of seem like TB or like like tuberculosis, like a wasting disease. So you'll get it and you don't die instantly. It's more just like it gets progressively worse and worse and worse. And somehow we were found outside and we don't really seem to be affected by the quiet, but Cress's parents were doctors. I think both of them were doctors. And they both died of the quiet. They like somehow contracted it. It's kind of assumed that it maybe could spread patient to patient, but I guess it's possible that they were outside during the quiet somehow, maybe researching, and contracted it. So they both died. She was raised by the mayor of Lethe Village in town. So her whole thing is she's trying to figure out what the quiet is, how to stop it, how to prevent that disease from killing more people. We maybe are a piece of the puzzle because we seem to be immune to it, or at least mildly immune to it. But the weather would absolutely ruin me if seasons were 30 days, not even getting into the seas light. I think it would ruin most of us. I think it would ruin almost all of us. Okay, this one is, I think, a seal's story. So I think we're gonna do... Yes, I think we're gonna do... The next one we'll do is a seal story. So, just to give you some background, a seal is like the head of the guard in Nemia, which is a town really close to the spring seas light, which means that the entire town is in eternal spring. That's why when I unpause, you'll see it's just like full of cherry blossoms everywhere. A seal discovered a girl named Tiella, who was passed out like outside of his village. He basically adopted her as his younger sister. He took her in. She also seemed to have amnesia, didn't really understand who she was or how she was there. And then these like dragon monster things, these flying things, they don't really look like dragons at all to me. They kind of look like flying, I don't know, almost manta rays or like trapezoids. I don't know. They're strangely shaped, but they call them dragons. These dragons started attacking the town, and they were abducting young women and girls. They were like swooping into town, snatching these girls, and like flying off with them. And at the same time, their Sea's Light had this like big egg-shaped growth that had appeared on it. That they didn't know what it was, but no one had kind of been able to get close enough to the Sea's Light to investigate it because these things were attacking the town and stealing people. And the people rarely seem to come back, if at all. And it turns out that the dragons were attacking the town because they were searching for this girl, Tiella. Tiella, it turns out, is from the future. She was an AI that was designed to be the pilot, essentially, for these biomech weapons. The dragons are all biomech weapons from the future. And the egg-shaped growth on the Sea's Light was a facility, like a biomech research facility that somehow got displaced through time and space, showed up on the Sea's Light. Tiella went back to the facility and she kind of like realized that she wasn't a real person and remembered that she was an AI. And then she realized that these biomech weapons, if they didn't have a pilot, like if she was not there, they would start going out of control and attacking everybody because they were designed to eliminate threats in the future, so they would have no point of reference in the past. And so she like merged with it, became the pilot, and asked that we kill her. Asil, her like adopted older brother, was the one that dealt the final blow. And then a couple days later, a girl that looked and sounded exactly like Tiella showed up and was pretending to be alive again. And it turned out she wasn't the only AI in the facility. And when she died, her backup, her like, you know, the next in line, woke up. And they all look and sound identical. But this one is named Otella, not Tiella. They even had to make all of their names very similar. And Otella has been causing trouble. So, in this next cutscene we're going to get into, Asil discusses his worries about Otella with Raz, but still struggles to come to a solution. However, the conversation seems to spark something in his mind, and he decides to meet Otella again. He asks Raz to watch out for him while he goes to talk to Otella. So I guess we should do that. So I think that one is over here. But yeah, see, this is Eternal Cherry Blossom Town. It's very nice. It, you know, when people were not getting stolen and probably murdered, it's actually a nice place. But it wasn't when we first showed up. Thank you for coming, Raz. Like I said in my letter, I asked Otella to meet me in Nemia to talk. You were able to reach her? Yeah, it took a while though. I started with the Heaven's Egg and then circled places I thought she might be. I think she'll be here any minute. I'm here, Asil. Otella, thank you for coming. Well, you went to such lengths to find me. I was surprised you were willing to enter the Heaven's Egg alone. You didn't bring your dragons this time. Please, cut the sarcasm. There was no need to bring them. Well, what's so important that you went to such great pains to call me here? I find it hard to believe there is anything useful that could be born from a discussion between you and me. Unless you've changed your mind. Have you finally decided to work together? No, actually. My mind hasn't changed at all. Then why am I here? Because there's something I want to tell you. Oh, is this a confession of your love? I've been thinking on it for a while, about how you must be feeling, and about what you want. Wait just a moment. Don't tell me you want to dive into the intricacies of what makes me tick. Maybe we'll get to that in time, but for now, I just want you to listen. I had no idea you had such an ego. Fine. Go ahead. Thank you. First, I want to apologize. I said you are nothing like Tiella, and I hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to take back what I said. You are not like Tiella. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this right. The similarities and differences between you and her, I think I was looking at them the wrong way. Do you pay any attention to the words coming out of your mouth? You need to stop being so damn nice all the time. Anyone who sees me will think I'm Tiella. There's no hiding it. I was made in her image. I'm sure even you expected something of me when we first met. And I hate that so much. Otella, you try so hard to be kind to everyone you meet. But remember this, in time, that kindness will haunt you. There is nothing more cruel than a kindness that approaches you with a knowing look on its face. You, in particular, who flaunts it around and then chases me down with it. No, you've got it all wrong. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. Are you really so clueless? That may not be your intention, but that is still the outcome. I never should have come here. Nothing good comes from talking to you. You can't leave yet. That's enough out of you. There's nothing more to discuss. I'm sorry, Otella. Please, be patient with me. You're right. Whatever I have to say is probably just lip service to you. I can't help it, since I try so hard to be nice all the time, as you say. But I still need you to listen. Would you look at this tree for me? She really walked close to get a good look. She's like, fine. Yes, it is very pretty. What does this have to do with anything? This tree was hit by lightning and burned down way back when. Then how is it blooming now? The townsfolk got together and grafted it. You stuck another tree to it. So this isn't the same tree as before, technically. Isn't it? Who's to say which of the two trees is blooming here? The tree that burned down, or the one we used to bring it back to life? How am I supposed to know? Perhaps if I dissected it and analyzed its genetic makeup. I don't think it matters, personally. And why is that? The tree that is here now is blooming. Despite how harsh its history, it still blooms beautifully. Don't you think there's some value in that, Otella? I want to accept this tree for what it is, as I do with you. What's in your heart, your emotions, you are who you are. I am who I am. What I mean to say is, I'm not denying who you are. Whether you're Tiella or Otella, that shouldn't be a gauge for who you are as an individual. You are you. I think everything inside you is yours, and yours alone. I'm sure it must be difficult to change your way of life so suddenly. But you're continuing down your own path, the one you chose for yourself. That's what I think, anyway. feel. You really are too kind for your own good. But Tiella really seemed to feel that part of you was something worth admiring. I must say, I'm surprised. Can some things really be saved with empty platitudes? Are you done? I am. Thank goodness. I thought I would die from boredom. Can I leave now? By all means. Good. Ta-ta. The whiplash. I wonder if he made a difference. Who knows? But I think I got my point across. Thank you for sticking with me, Raz. I have no clue what Otella's going to do next, but I believe she'll do what's right for her. Let's call it a day. If anything happens, I'll send you a letter. Until then. Origins of the Cherry Blossoms. Complete. Did anyone confirm it really died? I don't think so. Hard to tell though, maybe the roots survived, you know? Hard to really know. Alright, let's go see Estina, who I think is up by the orphanage. Probably should have portaled over there, but that's fine. That is fine. A little bit of backstory on Estina. Estina, this lady, she is the head of the orphanage. She grew up in like a guild of assassins, I guess, and did that from when she was very young until it seems like maybe like teens into 20s, perhaps, and then kind of got disillusioned and left the group. And currently there was someone impersonating her assassin persona, I guess, so she's been trying to figure out who was doing that and like committing assassinations or attacking people. So we went to Argene to investigate it. Estina bumped into Rosny, who is an assassin who used to belong to the same organization as she did, and they're around the same age, so they kind of like grew up together. Rosny is still in the association, Estina is not, and Estina was kind of shook about that whole encounter. Neither of them knew who the other person was who is impersonating Estina's assassin persona, but they were both trying to figure out who it was. So that's the backstory for this one. Raz, thank you for coming. Sorry for the sudden letter. You must have worried when I said I had something important to talk about. No, it didn't worry me, really. Oh, well, that's good then. I'm leaving the orphanage. Rosny said the others aren't involved, but it's only a matter of time before they are. She's bound to tell them that she found me in the capital. And if they find out where I am, they're not just going to sit on that information. I'm a traitor. They would absolutely send an assassin out to kill me. They're ruthless. They'd stop at nothing to get the job done. If they found out I worked at an orphanage, they'd use that to their advantage. You mean they'd take hostages? We'd be lucky if that's all they did. Just know that me being at the orphanage puts everyone in grave danger. And I can't let that happen. I don't want anyone getting hurt because of my past. Do you really want to leave, though? It's not about whether I want to or not. I have to, for the sake of the children. Don't look at me like that, Raz. I'm just leaving the orphanage. It's not like we'll never see each other again. We still got to find the attacker who's been using my name. The kids will really miss you. It's a shame. Mrs. Stina? We finally found you, Mrs. Stina. Oh, hi. What's the matter? Did I miss something? You sure did. You promised to read us a new picture book today, remember? Yeah, we were all waiting for you. Oh. Don't tell me you forgot, Mrs. Stina. No, of course I didn't. Are you sure? What did you promise to play with us tomorrow, then? Kid's always trying to quiz you. Like, kid. She was just about to leave. I don't know if this is helping. He's like, oh yeah? Prove it. Prove you remember things. You're still gonna play with us the day after tomorrow, too, right? Yes. We're playing Princess in the Omen and Conaloo Catch. I haven't forgotten. We're finally gonna catch you this time, Harbinger Istina. No, I'll save you, Princess Istina. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be right over to read you the picture book as soon as I'm finished here, okay? I won't be long. Yes, ma'am. You play a princess. They all want to play the hero, so they need a princess to save. They're counting on me tomorrow, and the day after. Come to think of it, I've made loads of plans with them. I'm sure we'll make more too. You'll cancel their plans if you leave. Don't make me feel bad. You're right, though. First, it was Tiella. Oh yeah, Tiella also was a teacher here. And then she died. So, the kids have... There's been a problem with staffing turnover here at the orphanage. Now if I go too, who will be left to protect them? I've decided, Raz. I'm not leaving the orphanage. I panicked a little after seeing Rosny again. But whatever happens, I will protect the kids. We can beat them with our eyes closed. Well, I doubt it's going to be that easy. But hey, maybe you're onto something. That's the kind of attitude we'll need to beat them. It looks like I'll be counting on you even more from now on, Raz. I hope you know what you're getting yourself into. Anyway, now that's decided, we've still got the issue of that imposter. We still haven't figured out their motive. I'll keep gathering whatever information I can find. I'll be in touch again when I've made some progress. Thanks for the chat today. I've got to get back to the kids. I'll see you later. What she wants to protect. Complete. She really waffled on that. She was like, I'm definitely for sure leaving to protect these kids. And then she was like, just kidding. I'm not leaving. They told me we need to play Catch the Conaloo. I can't leave. It's like, well, you're not wrong, I guess, but you were quick to swap. Alright, let's go. Let's see, did I have any side quests? Oh yeah. This one's in Shatola. Man named Todd. So this one's go meet Michaela and the others are returned to Shatola. Okay, and then this one is in the Coral Shrine. Okay, so we've got a bunch to do in Shatola. So, Shatola is a seaside town, also very close to the Summer Seas Light. Major players here are our major, like, main character people are Emo and Hein. I think we're gonna do Emo's story first. Emo is a siren, so she used to live at the bottom of the sea. She got sent away by all of her siren family. I think for her protection, I think they like knew that something was up down at the shrine. They sent her away. She got wrapped up in a human trafficking plot that we never kind of busted or revisited, which was odd because it was legitimately a human trafficking ring that we semi-disrupted, but like didn't catch the other perpetrators, which is odd. And then we just kind of forgot about it and pretended that it didn't happen. But Emo kind of got trafficked by the dude who used to be the landlord at the tavern. He basically held on to a translation gem that she had to be able to speak to people, because she does not speak the human language natively. She has like a translation stone that does that for her, a linguicite as it's called, and he was like keeping that from her and promising her that they would like build a boat to get back to her home, but he was never intending on doing any of that, and he made her sing at the tavern. Turns out something was super wrong at the Summer Seas Light, and in a desperate bid to fix things, the sirens, they use song magic. They use their song magic, and they use this forbidden spell that they didn't really know what it did, but they kind of were out of options, and it turned out that the spell was powered by souls, so it literally murdered every siren in the Coral Shrine, which is all of her friends and family, pretty much. We found her, we saved her from the landlord dude, then we went back to the shrine to try and figure out where everybody was. Turns out it was the sirens all got killed by this spell that turned them into, it like merged all of their souls into like one giant siren being who was also sinking ships and, you know, causing normal siren mischief for everyone around Shatola, so we had to kind of free their souls by killing that boss, so we did that. But Emo is back. The landlord no longer owns the tavern. The barkeeper now owns the tavern. He's pretty chill. Emo still sings there, but it's like now of her own volition, and she also teaches children how to sing and does like singing lessons for other people, and she's trying to find out who she is as a person because she's quite young. She's probably like very early 20s maybe, so she's just trying to find herself. Let's see, this one is on Shatola's beach. Emo confided in Raz about her concerns and what she could do to help the sirens. Unable to make a decision, Emo continued to think on it alone, and later sent Raz a letter offering to thank her for listening to her worries. Basically, everyone is slandering the sirens, being like, wow, the sirens were really trash for... Or they called the massive multi-soul siren Lorelei. They were like, wow, Lorelei was really trash for sinking our ships. And she feels bad about it because those are her friends and family. So she was trying to figure out how to repair the siren reputation, but we didn't come to a real conclusion. Is she single? She is. Actually, all of these people we can date. That's why we have these quests with them. These are all dateable people. I think at the end of it, they can come live with us. So we could marry Emo. That is possible. We could marry Emo. We could marry Asiel, who's definitely still hung up on his adopted little sister being dead. We could marry Estina. We could marry any of these people. I think you can go for anyone. They're the only people that have heart events, so that's what I'm taking all of this to mean. Alright, so let's go say hi to Emo. See what she's up to in the tavern. Probably singing, but, you know. Where is she? There she is. Of course, on stage. Raz, I've been waiting. I wanted to repay you for before. You don't need to repay me. Well, I wanted to anyway. I'll be taking a break soon. Let's eat something together then. We're going on a date with Emo? We are. We're gonna go on a date with Emo. You take a seat and listen to Emo sing. Her voice really is something. Everyone seems so happy today. Your voice was on point as always. That's really nice of you to say, Raz. You two having fun? Yes, thank you. Happy to hear it. Feel free to order whatever you like. We will. Then I'll leave you to it. I don't want to get in the way, so I'll be just over there. Excuse me, bartender. Emo, can I trouble you for a moment of your time? Didn't expect to see you here. You, friend of the bartenders? I don't know them either. Emo, Raz. This is the lead representative of the Shatola Fishing Organization. Fishing organization? You can think of them as the most important of the fishermen in town. Oh, wow. There's no need to be so formal. In fact, I'm sorry for interrupting you during your time off. Oh, it's okay. Everything okay, Rep? You seem stiff. And it doesn't look like you're here for the usual drink and chat. He's right. Truth is, there's something I'd like to ask of you, Emo. Of me? We are organizing a vigil for those who passed on, and I was wondering if you might sing for us. A vigil? It's an event to mourn the damage and loss of life that was brought about by Lorelei. Really? As opposed to the usual uplifting and high-spirited festivals we usually hold, this will be a somber affair, to remember those no longer with us, not unlike a funeral. So that's what you were planning. Emo would be a good fit. After hearing her sing, I couldn't agree more. I would like Emo, or rather, the diva of Shatola, to grace us with her voice at the vigil. Does this request seem reasonable? What will you do, Emo? I will sing. You will? For everyone who has suffered, yes, I'll do it. You will be doing the bereaved a great service. I will be in touch again tomorrow with details on the event, as well as a date. We will talk more then. Okay. Anyway, I've intruded enough. Yes, sir, we were on a date. Bro, we were on a date, and you interrupted. Men. Thank you for your eager response, Emo. A vigil, huh? A festival to mourn those we lost to Lorelei. With With all that mess done and dusted, now's probably the best time for it. You sure you're up to it, Emo? Thank you. I'll be okay. I want to sing for the people of Shatola. Then I'll help you in any way I can. I'm here for moral support too. Thank you, Raz. You're gonna get a lot busier from here. Oh, you're right. Still. That'll start tomorrow. Tonight, I'm here to enjoy a meal with Raz. Good point. In that case, I'll get to work on your orders. I'll be right back. Thank you. The vigil. Complete. There we go. Alright, well, our date was rudely interrupted. I have food to eat myself. I'll keep you in my thoughts and on my phone. Okay, Patrick. Sounds good. Enjoy your food. I hope it's tasty. She's emo, huh? She really is, because like when we first met her, she was like low-key being trafficked. So she was not only singing but also was sad at the same time. Also, welcome in, Q. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. All right. What time is it? It's 4 in game. So next up we're gonna go do Hein's story. Hein is the inventor. He also looks like Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. If Howl was... yeah, he just looks like Howl. Let's just say that. He honestly just looks like Howl. And he kind of acts like Howl. He's a huge flirt, and he's an inventor who lives in Shatola. He built the submarine that we used to get to the Coral Shrine while we were investigating all that stuff. He has like a tragic backstory, it sounds like, with this woman, Fiasola, who I kind of thought was dead, but it sounds like maybe she's just lost. And he named his submarine after her, which is kind of confusing because now there's a lady who is maybe alive named Fiasola, and his submarine named Fiasola, the Fiasola. And he's like trying to build the submarine in a desperate bid to like go find her, I think. So that's where we're at with his tale. He's very tight-lipped about her. He doesn't talk about her that much, but we're slowly getting him to open up. Work on the Fiasola was quickly completed, and Hein promised to tell Raz all about the original Fiasola as thanks for her hard work. Finally ready to talk about her, Hein sent a letter asking Raz to meet him in the atelier. Alright, let's go hear about the original Fiasola. Let's do that. He lives over here. Where are you? There you are. Hey, Raz. Thanks for coming. I'm ready to talk now. I'll tell you all about Fiasola, like I promised. Let's talk somewhere with nice scenery. It helps set the atmosphere. Where are we going? Are we also going on a date? A date to talk about his sad backstory? Around here should be fine. Yep. Looks good. Fiasola used to love this spot. She said she used to come here to ponder new inventions while looking out over Shatola. What kind of relationship did you have? I'm getting into the hard questions. What kind of relationship? She was a fellow inventor. I guess the best way to describe our relationship is that we were rivals. She was a weird one, but she had a way of drawing you in with her words. You know, it was her who said she'd go to the bottom of the ocean first. One time, we were out late in the tavern. Oh, she's cute. Wait, I want to marry her. Wait, can we find her? Can we find her? I hope she's alive. I want to date her. Look how cute she is with her goggles. Oh, she better be alive. I'm going to be so sad if she's not. I'm going to be so sad if... Look how cute she is. Simp. Damn, look. Look how cute she is. She's so cute with her goggles and her purple eyes. I don't even know what the rest of her outfit looks like, but she's cute. Hein, I'm going to the ocean floor. Are you feeling all right, Fiasola? Maybe it's time to go home. No, I'm fine. I'm serious, Hein. I decided a few days ago. I was swimming in the sea as usual when I got curious and felt like going a bit deeper. You know, you really worry me with these crazy ideas of yours. Don't worry, I found something really cool down there. You did? While I was diving down deeper, I saw a shipwreck, and not just any shipwreck. It was made of a material like nothing we'd ever seen on this planet before. Oh, she got isekai'd. That's what happened. Oh, she had to have been isekai'd. Okay. Now we gotta get her back. We gotta reverse isekai her. Wow. Sounds amazing. I know, right? Why do you sound so uninterested? Because I am uninterested. What? Aren't you curious to know what this unknown material could mean for our future? Not really. You have no sense of romanticism. This is why girls don't talk to you, you know? You're so clever as well, it's such a shame. I didn't ask for love advice, thank you. I see no point in having a partner. Even if I had that kind of spare time, I'd rather put it towards my inventions. You never change. Well. Back to the shipwreck. It made me sure of something. There is still so much we don't know about this world. And if we delve deep into the seafloor, we're bound to find some more. That's why you want to go all of a sudden? Yes. So, you saw something down there. So what? Don't talk like it's like going to the ocean floor is that easy. It's dangerous. If anything happened to you all the way down there, there's no way of knowing you'd make it back alive. Aw, are you worried about me? Come on, Fiasola. It's not worth it. If we've gone this long without that material, we don't need it now. We already have an all-purpose tool. Monolite. Isn't that good enough? Monolite? We're not heroes, Fiasola. We're inventors. Don't... Listen to me, Hein. Do you know what I call a world that's satisfied with everything as it is? A poisonous world. Huh? When people get comfortable, they lose their sense of inquisitiveness, and they stop moving forward. I don't want to end up a boring inventor who only made mundane, everyday inventions. I want to push the limits of what people thought was ever possible. I know it's dangerous. I'm well aware that I may lose my life at sea, but I'm prepared for that. Even if I die on this quest, I have forged a path for others that will live on after me. Someday, someone will follow in my footsteps and make it even further than I did. At the very least, if my sacrifice could renew people's curiosity, that in itself would... Shut up! Don't talk so lightly about giving up your life like that! You always take things so literally. It's not like I'm going in there intending to die. But once you die, that's it. There's no going back after that. Who cares what others do? You really are too stubborn. Your inventions won't go very far like that. You should open your mind a little more. My inventions are... I know. Why don't you find a partner? What? It doesn't have to be romantic. A friend would do. Having someone to talk to would open your heart up a bit, too. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, she was like, you should find a friend, and he's like, I have a friend, it's you. Poor Hein. After that, Fiesole started making a submarine, and journeyed to the seabed all by herself. Since then, no one has seen her again, myself included. Do you think she died? Who knows? She could have found a lost town down there and be living her best life. Or, knowing her, she's probably still roaming around looking for new discoveries. That's why I made the submarine. To go and get her, and tell her to come back to Shatola already. I'm sure you'll find her. Yeah, you're right. I'm sure I will. Well, now you know about Fiesole. Has that settled your mind? Yes. Thanks for telling me. Good. Shall we head back then? Hein and Fiesole. Complete. Find Fiesole to steal her from Hein. Maybe. She's so cute. Jammed says he wouldn't simp. There's no accounting for bad taste. God, she's cute. Girl's cute. There's a lot, honestly, I don't know if anyone is not. At this point though, I'm not gonna lie. Braca is probably my favorite right now. I really like Braca. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big Braca fan. He's very like Shadow the Hedgehog. He's like, I live only for revenge after my entire village was murdered. But I had a crush on Sasuke when I was little, so it's all just coming full circle. I think it's fine. It's fine. Let's see. We should go back to the entrance. It's only 4:50. I think I had some side quests in here, though. Did I? Quest. Homecoming. He sends right. Go and meet Scala and the others that return to Shatola. Oh yeah, the other one is in the... Where are they, though? I don't know where they are. I don't really think it's, way off there is the lighthouse, which I didn't think was... Maybe they're in the Jade Forest and not actually in Shatola? I wonder. Let me take a quick peek in the Jade Forest. Are they in here? Nope. No, they're not. Let's see. Go back to Shatola. Do I want to go? Let's see. I don't know where I need to go in the Coral Shrine. Let me see if I can remember where this thing is. I don't remember if it has a warp point, so... We shall see. I think that there's one right outside it, though. Is it Echo of the Bulla? Or Three-Pronged Crossroads End? It might be this one. Yeah, I think it's in here, right? Yes. Yeah, this Omen. Were you able to obtain the essences I require? So you were. How will you use them? To upgrade the machine. As I said before, it is incomplete. I will get to work on that now. Wait there. It doesn't look any different. Its upgrades were not cosmetic. But now, it is a great deal closer to being completed. With further upgrades, I might be able to deploy it for operational use in the not-so-distant future. Your help is much appreciated, Abel. So, we can save Shatola? By my calculations, it should not be a problem. Shatola will not sink into the ocean. Why are you trying to save Shatola? Don't ask stupid questions. I am only fulfilling my duty. Nothing more than that. Yours and Shatola's salvation is merely a coincidence of my success. Thank you, Magnolus. Are you leaving? There are other machines in operation. I'm going to check on their progress. Farewell, Abel. That walk. Those heels. I can't wait to see the Coral's revival. Shatola's crisis complete. Okay. Is there another, I think, warp point? Also, I like my Avenger outfit better. What a class name. Avenger. We get this edgy cloak, and we shoot a rifle with one hand. Quite a choice. Okay. I'm really confused where that... Now is that returned? You know what? It probably is meant to say to Shatola, from Shatola. I don't know. I kind of wonder if they're in someone's house. It's kind of late, but I think we can. We'll hunt around. It might have also been one of these that we needed to come back at a certain time. I don't remember where this girl was though. Like, I don't think they were in the tavern. Yeah, I don't see markers. Let's leave. Let's see, I don't think... Not them. Thought I would have a different quest marker on there, though. Because I think that's just a normal, like, quest starting point. It's possible that it's a typo. We could do the lighthouse quest, that's fine too. Are you really not coming back? I've been trying to fix the lighthouse all this time. Some people have even been kind enough to help. But we can't do it without you. Dad, please come back. I can't believe you followed me all this way, just to bring this up again. How many times do I have to tell you I'm not going back? But you're the lighthouse keeper. We're just butting into this family affair. Who invited you again? This is one of the people helping me to repair the lighthouse. Well, you needn't bother. It's not a matter of just fixing the lighthouse. What do you mean? Forget it. Shatola's lighthouse is dead. It will take me longer than a lifetime to atone for this sin. Atone for what? You can tell us. This sin is for me to bear on my own shoulders. If you're fixing the lighthouse, then you can do what you want with it. You be the lighthouse keeper. That's not my job anymore. But Dad, just leave it at that, will you? What sin was he talking about? No idea. That's the first I'd heard of it. Hey, if you don't mind, could you find out some more details for me, please? About the atonement, or the sin, or whatever he was talking about? I could, as his son, but maybe someone like you with an outside perspective might be able to make him see things clearer. Alright, I'll try. Thanks. You'll probably get some info from speaking to the people around Shatola. Sins of the Lighthouse Keeper. What a quest name. Let me know if you find out anything. Alright, what have we got? We've got one here. Oh, it's you from before. Have you seen the Lighthouse Keeper again since then? Oh, so the rumors were true. That's so out of character for him. There must be something behind it. If I had to guess, I'd say it was the Lorelei incident. Yeah, that would make sense. A lot of people were affected by it. Maybe he got caught up in it too. Whatever happened, it sounds like it must have been pretty serious to affect him like that. Oh shoot, we better get going. We're meant to be out fishing. As much as we want to know more about the Lighthouse Keeper, we can't let it get in the way of our work. Yeah, we gotta go. Good luck. I don't know where this other person is. They're like almost on the beach, but not. This old woman. Always got the good gossip. Oh my, A youngster? You want to talk to little old me? The lighthouse keeper? Oh, I see. Yes, I've heard of him. I heard he's been going to Argene a lot recently. I don't know why exactly, but there must be a good reason. Why else would you go all the way to such a cold area on your own? I know I wouldn't. That's as much as I know. Hope it helps. It does? Oh, good to hear. Good luck. Sounds like Tolga is in Argene. Go and look for Tolga in Argene. Okay. We will, but not today. Not today. Okay, it's like 9 p.m. Let's see, let's put all the fortification stuff away. I guess we could put the hermit's root away. I'll probably just sell the fish, because we can just catch those. Okay. We could do a little bit more fishing today. The night is still young. The night is still young. We still have some time. I think we have all the way up until midnight. I've never passed out at our house, but we passed out once and it cost us 700 Grillo, which is kind of a lot. So I was not keen to try again. I was not keen to do that. I was like, you know what? That was a lot of our cats. Let's never pass out ever again. Let's not do that. Imagine a curfew enforced by the universe, right? Imagine if that happened in real life. If it hit like midnight or 2 a.m. and you got forced, passed out. And then you had to pay a fee. Like, the next day. In the American healthcare system. You would never recover. You would be like, okay, I'm going to bed at like 8 p.m. every day. You wouldn't risk it. Once upon a time, Club Mahjong ended at midnight regularly. You all would have passed out. You would have been toast. My raids used to end at midnight. We used to run in World of Warcraft way back in the day. We used to run from 9 to midnight. Though there was a guild on my server that started, they would raid late night. They start at 2 a.m. And they would also go, 2 to 4 or 2 to 5, somewhere in there. They might have been 2 to 4. A couple nights a week. And it was not people in other time zones normally. It was like just a bunch of late night people. They just wanted to raid at that time, I guess. They were all free. Only then. I'm assuming that these, I feel like they would tell me if these were rare. Like, it's gotta be a different fish. Okay, time to sleep. Evening. Alright. Chapter 4. Battle to Save the World. Hey Raz. Can I talk with you a sec? You know, since we've been to see each of the 4 seas light now, That's what we set out to do. It was. Which is why I'd like to go over what we learned. One thing they all have in common is that something alien appeared nearby. I know I've said it a bunch already, but they really look a lot like products of my time. The Heaven's Egg near the Spring Seaslight was a laboratory that built a dragon defense system. Then, there was Lorelei at the Summer Seaslight, along with the Philosophical Flame, a source of crystallized energy. The Winter Seaslight had the Automata, which the Patriarch used to hypnotize the hearts of his people. You think there's some connection? I think there might be. Not to mention the Seaslight itself, which looks just like the Red Queen that brought chaos to my time. The weird part is, more and more of those objects kept appearing in this time. A two-way isekai, stuff getting isekai'd in each direction and mucking everything up. Amazing. Also, Tortellini, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the cottage. Try not to read too much during cutscenes, but thank you, thank you. It feels like someone has an agenda and is causing weird time distortions and time slips to happen. Is it really just coincidence that I'm wrapped up in it all too? Sorry, I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's where my mind is at right now. But who would stand to gain from that? That much, I don't know. But there was something that'd been bugging me ever since we destroyed Lorelei and Shatola. Hein and I met in Omen while we were investigating Lorelei's relic. He said his name was Geist. Why'd you keep that a secret? I didn't mean to, honestly. I just wanted to let it percolate for a bit. But that Geist seemed awfully well informed. Whether he's the one behind all of this remains to be seen, but there's no denying he's totally in on it. Geist. Does hearing it ring any bells? I do not know Geist's goal, but there's no denying he will cause irreparable damage to this star. I can't let you take this human, Dianthus. I have been ordered to take it to Geist. You mean the Omen that was after me back then was Geist? But if that's true, back then, wasn't he... None of this makes any sense. The only thing we can do is march up to him and demand he tell us what the deal is, face to face. But he won't be easy to find. He flies around on his airship, right? Appearing out of nowhere like a ghost. I just want to go home. I need to give Mom and Dad the data I got on the Red Queen. Thank you for sharing what you know. Let's get some sleep. Good night. There's some commotion outside. Okay, well first let me check the book. Yeah, I can't do that girl's voice. Her Japanese voice is like it's too real voice acting. Destroy charge with the hammer equipped. Hold. Oh, yes, I got the big rock break. Finally. They've been so ugly. There's some commotion over in that direction. Was the cave open? Did I unlock the cave? And the well? The creepy well. Yep. Creepy cave. Yeah, let's just walk in. Definitely no reason to not just walk in. Oh, it's like arid in there. Interesting. Like deserty plants? Oh, I guess there's water right there. What's shining in there? When did this get here? Aw, we got caught already. I wanted to prepare a showy speech first. Who cares about that? Now we can show off our work. I couldn't wait for this moment. Well, how is it? This is the cave biome we made. Did you two make this? Sure did. We can't let those two show us up. We can make biomes too, you know. In this cave biome, you can grow plants on dry land. Yep. Well, how is it? I think it looks very great fairy-esque. Wouldn't you say so? Of course. Are you kidding me? What? Is that it? Aren't you even gonna try? Aren't you even gonna reward us with, like, I don't know, triple snacks or something? I'll consider it. I'm just kidding. Too many snacks and I wouldn't be able to fly anymore. Anyway, this means you'll now be able to grow crops that you couldn't grow before, so take care of them. Oh, and just so you know, the crops you grow in here prefer dry land, so there's no need to water them. That's right. Keep it dry as a desert in here. And those veggies will grow up to be tough and strong. Do you really want vegetables to be tough, though? You unlocked the cave biome. You can use biomes during spring, summer, and fall. Not winter, I guess. Activated the cave biome modus monolith. Let's quick check. What have we got that grows in caves? I think potato does not. Let's see. Curry herb seeds. Yeah, let's get one of these going. And then this one, these two, and these two. So I think all together we had an 8, and then we had, so we had 12, so 2 rows of 6, I guess. Let's see. Oh, do I not? Can I plant straight in here? Oh, I can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay. Nice. What's in here? Only good things can happen in the spooky cave. I guess so. That's what it seems to be saying. What's over here? A Conaloo doll! Yes! Conaloo doll! We're gonna have to give it to the Conaloo collector. What is this? Ooh, repair door needs repair kit level 2. Okay, I wonder if we can go in the spooky well. Let me check the spooky well. Oh god, this is a long walk. We're also going to have to water all of our stuff. Alright, spooky well first. Creepy well. Still haven't unlocked the well. Okay. I wonder if the well is a shortcut to wherever that door goes to. So we might have to do the door first. Let's just water all of these. And then we'll do these. There we go. These are all set. Grab these. Lemons. And then, let's see. Grab these. Pyro liquid. Okay, so that's for fortifying. Probably sell the carrots, I think. And then what do I want to do? I probably want to grab, I need to grab more wheat. Put in the feed machine. There we go. And we'll feed our animals. Say hello to them. Cute cluck owls. Aw, so cute. So cute. Little dance. And our woolum. Cute woolum. Okay, woolum feed is all good. We also have mail. And I think, do we have anything at the waterside biome that could possibly be done? I feel like no, but let me check anyway. No. Alright, let's see what's in the mail. The future of the sea. With help of the materials you procured, all machines are operating at favorable levels. Without your assistance, this project likely would have stretched for another few hundred years. I appreciate the assistance of an Able who, despite likely seeing no visible result in your lifetime, helped nonetheless. I will do my best to display at least some progress with the regeneration of the coral reef, as a show of my gratitude. Magnolus. Thank you, Magnolus. What a good bean. Okay, let's swap to this hammer. Nice, okay. Finally, we can get rid of these massive rocks. Which are a huge pain. They've been literally in the way. I like her little scream, her little like feral scream when we hit the rock. Alright, those are all broken. Let's see, let's do these ones. Well, it's kind of a shame that we can't like multi-hit. Her little scream does get to you when you're clearing so much. I'm really doing a number on my stamina too. But I guess that makes sense. We are smashing literal boulders, so stands to reason it's hard. I think the next, how much money do we have? We have 13k. I think the next farm upgrade is like 25k, so it's gonna take a bit. There we go. Alright, do I have any... This is only an HP food. Do I have any stamina increasing? Stam 60%. That's not bad. I might take a picnic sandwich with me. I think that's a good plan. Alright. Little pet calf. And then I think we need to go. I think technically we need to go to Argene, I guess, for everybody. Also, what do I need to do? Oh, we'll just go to sleep, I guess, to progress. So let's go to Argene. Let's see what's up in Argene. Also, what's over here? I forget. Nothing, I guess. Not much. Let's see, we'll go through the creepy cave. I need to go back and like explore that cave. I don't remember if we got everything. I do not recall. Alright, let's do Braca's story first. Braca first. Hello, welcome to... Oh, you again. What is it this time? Is Braca here? He's not here right now. He said he had a job to do, but he should be back soon. There he is. Ah, speak of the devil. Hey, I don't remember telling you to be so casual with my info. Isn't this your friend? Can't be that big of a deal. That is, unless you were on a job you wouldn't want friends knowing about. No, it's not that. I just don't like information being spread around behind my back. Okay, I won't. I'm going downstairs. Come talk to me there if you need something. Alright, Braca. I will. So, what is it? I'd like to know more about you. I thought so. Look, sorry. You should go home. I had a long day at work. I'm too tired to chat right now. What kind of job was it? I had to escort some traveling merchants. The pay was good, but we got attacked by a crapload of monsters. I never knew you were a bodyguard. I'm not. I just get that kind of work sometimes. I'm a mercenary. I just took that job because I was asked to. I get all kinds of requests, killing monsters, settling feuds. I'll even go searching for treasure for the right price. That's what mercs do. So you do a bit of everything. Well, people employ mercenaries to do all their dirty work for them. If anything, I think working a normal job would be harder. There's so many rules to follow. In that sense, I think it's easier being a mercenary. There's nothing you can't solve with brute force. Wow, nice one, Braca. Have you thought of doing anything else? No, I've never thought about that. As long as you've got the skill, you can earn money and even trust. Best job in the world, wouldn't you say? Besides, I didn't have any other options. I'm not looking for sympathy, just so you know. If I really hated this work, I would have quit it a long time ago. Is this what you plan on doing forever? Beats me. That's not for you to know, anyhow. I've entertained you long enough. You happy now? I told you, I'm tired. Let me go to sleep. Okay, I'll leave you alone for now. For now? You plan on coming back? When will I quit being a mercenary? When I've finally killed them, of course. Until then, I don't plan on stopping. Life as a mercenary. Complete. Alright. Well, that was suitably edgy. Alright. Herring in a fur coat is the name of one of these. That's amazing. Mapo tofu. I love mapo tofu. Hot pot. You know? This all, I feel like I would eat a lot of the foods here. I would eat a lot of the foods in this game, if I'm gonna be honest. Things out here looking tasty. Let me see if I can go, let's see. I don't really want to do any side quests here because okay. I'm gonna be honest. The people here, they really mistreated us. They were part of a cult, and they were happy to like put people to death who weren't part of the cult, and that just doesn't sit right with me. I just don't think you can come back from being like, yeah, I voted for your execution, but I'm a nice guy. Like, not I don't think you are, though. I just don't think you are. Sorry. Let's see. Bears fruit in winter. Cave crop. Oh, that's where these three are. Interesting. Okay. Okay. The cave crops all live here. So yeah, I don't really want to do any side quests because I don't really want to know these people. Because they were mean to me. And they were like down with theocracy, and that seems spooky. So I think I'm gonna not do any side quests here. Because they freak me out. What is this? Thank you very much for your time. Honestly, please don't worry about it. Thank you for coming all this way. Bye now. You? What are you doing here? I heard you were in Argene. You tell Tolga all the details. I see. Rog wants to poke his nose in, and he's got you to do it for him. Do you know that lady? Yeah. Listen, this is none of your business. I will talk to Rog myself later, okay? Sorry he sent you chasing around after me. Rog is trying his best all on his own. Why are you being so stubborn? Because I'm scared of switching the light back on. I've said too much. I'm going back to Shatola. Failed that check. Oh, excuse me. You over there. Could I talk to you for a second? Sorry to bother you. It's just, I saw you talking to Tolga. Do you know him? Shall we sit somewhere warm to talk? I guess. I see. Tolga's son is trying to revive the lighthouse. But Rog can't do it by himself. Poor boy. He's trying really hard, isn't he? Tolga told you both about his atonement, right? I'm sure he's doing it for me. Well, for my son. Your son? Well, you see, my son used to be a fisherman in Shatola. But one day, he died suddenly in a boating accident. He was being irresponsible. He'd gone out to fish at night, but he was still too inexperienced for that. He must have been getting desperate, because Lorelei was making it hard to catch any fish at the time. Tolga was probably nervous too. How does Tolga fit into the story? Tolga was the one controlling the lighthouse when my son went out to fish. Your son will be safe as long as I'm in the lighthouse, lighting up his way. That's what he said to me. He feels responsible for the accident. I don't think anyone is responsible for it. I've tried to tell him that. Everyone was trying their best to survive that night. My son, him, it was an accident. But Tolga won't listen. Please do something to help him. I've tried my best, but my words aren't enough to get through to him. My son always used to call that lighthouse Shatola's beacon of hope. He wouldn't want to see it like this, with the lights out. I'll do what I can. It's up to you now. Go back to Shatola and tell Rob what you found out. Alright, I will. I got you. Isn't it worse that the lighthouse is just out for everybody? And now, like, no one can fish at night without maybe drowning? I don't know. Tolga, like, this, it seems clear that this is a worse solution, to just be like, I'm never turning on the lighthouse ever again. Like, okay, well, I guess more people will die then. I don't think people just stop going to the lighthouse. Truth be told. I don't think they just give up on it. Probably need to explore this place too. There's gotta be like Honolulu dolls and stuff hiding places, I think. Oh, can you go in here? Oh. What is this? What is this? This is... I don't like this. Ugh, this place creeps me out. It's so weird. Why is it like this? Why is it so strange? There's like another door at the other end. What is this? Oh, that's that room. These weird benches. This place is massive, though. Like, this is a lot of people living in this cathedral thing. Oh my god, it goes even farther. Yeah, there's so many. These are all rooms. I guess if I stay too long, might get in trouble. I might not be able to talk to Shrika. I do want to go see what's down that hallway, though. This is always what happens to me. I get like caught up. I want to explore places. No, I can't go in the dungeon? Why? What secrets, like, what would I already not know? I know a lot about this place. It's a hot mess. That is all I have to report. Thank you. Keep me posted. Yes, Sister Shrika. Who's this? Raz, thank you for coming. You look busy. You could say that. Cleaning up after what happened with Kierkegaard is taking much longer than anticipated. What with the Patriarch missing, and the Flos Indulgentia vanished. Patriarch missing? Oh, I guess, yeah, I mean, he's gotta be dead, right? Like, I assumed that Kierkegaard just... I actually assumed that Kierkegaard just showed up and became the patriarch. I didn't think that there was an existing patriarch of this church, but maybe there was. But he's gotta be gone, girl. Long gone. Come on. It's been like 20 years? He's not alive. Not to mention, this all happened while many were still unconscious. To put it lightly, the Order is in a state of mass disarray. You haven't told anyone, I take it. I have not. I do not wish to incite further chaos. Anyway, that's why I've been so busy. Yeah, upholding a theocracy that's based on a fake religion that was created by a man-eater. Girl, I don't know if this is the way. It would be nice to have this matter dealt with sooner rather than later. Which is why Sister Shrika should be ordained as the Order's new matriarch. Who's this? They're of the Order's upper echelons. Will you give me a moment? Sister Shrika, or perhaps Seraph Child, would be more apt. Have you given our discussion any further consideration? I have. No one else within the Order has wanted to become its next leader. I dare say there's a real chance the Order may dissolve if things continue in this manner. I'm quite aware of that, but... Then why the delay? Everyone is requesting that you take up the mantle of matriarch. Myself among them. This guy is he's a big psychopath here. But... as matriarch, you will be able to answer the prayers of so many. Only you, the Seraph Child of legend, would have such miraculous power. So, what say you? Move. Pardon? Sights. You! How dare you interrupt? Shrika, I have an urgent report about the case you mentioned. You interrupt our discussion for this? It's part of the job. Sorry. Besides, this is hardly the place to pressure her for a decision, is it? Or are you making demands of your desired matriarch? Demands? Such absurdity. Sister Shrika, please, consider my proposal. Of course. You should really work on your manners. But I appreciate the save. Thank you. Was no big deal. Anything a delinquent priest like me can do to help. Well, thank you anyway. Now, about the case. Did you learn anything? What case? It's none of your concern. No, I would like Raz to hear. The number of laymen complaining about ill health has been growing as of late. It's the place of the doctors to step in if there's an epidemic. So, I asked them to run medical examinations to be sure. And, unfortunately, it looks like your suspicions were right on the money. Results have shown not just high fever and physical exhaustion, but they've also discovered a strange phenomenon where patients' eyes are being stained blue. I thought as much. That's disconcerting. No, this isn't a disease. It's the work of monsters. What do you mean? There are creatures in particular known as Nidar. Niardine? How do I say this? I'm trying to think. Niardine, I think. There are creatures in particular known as Niardine. They are usually seen wandering around the vicinity of water. However, they have a habit of contaminating the area where they live, creating water that is harmful to humans. Sites. The infected. Have they been performing rites at the temple? They have. It's as you suspected. Anyone who has performed rites within the past week has been infected. Do you use water in the rites? You're catching on. Those who partake in the rites drink the holy water to purify themselves. And the holy water is drawn from the divine Seaslight cave. Which leads me to believe the cause of the contamination is a Niardine. How do you know so much about them? I fought one once before. I dealt with a similar case while out on a missionary expedition. That makes sense. The water the Niardine contaminates looks and smells almost no different than normal. Which means those who drink it unawares are already being eaten away by the time that they realize. Left untreated, it could be fatal. Sites. May I ask you to make a formal report? We're temporarily halting the rites. If I must, I will inform the administrators. Which means there's no time to sit back and relax now. If the Niardine makes its way to the capital, then we're all in trouble. We'll have to take it out quick. I wish I could, but I can't right now. A Niardine isn't a monster to be taken lightly. It will require some preparation. Which I intend to do right away. I'm sorry we didn't have an opportunity to catch up as planned. Let me help you then. You would help me. Very well. Honestly, I do need a partner for this. Very good. In that case, I will send a letter once preparations are complete. Please stand by until then. Shrika's duty, Genesis, complete. Alright. Finished. I knew there was probably another chest around here. Pickles, you're being so loud with your grumming. Let's see. Is there anything around here? This place is massive. This place really... Oh, there's a chest over there. What was that? Oh. Maybe broken architecture. Maybe not meant to be anything special. Alright, let me see what's over here. I don't remember if there were any Conoloo dolls in cities, though. It might have only been chests. But normally you can find like a decent amount of that city's like goods inside like houses and stuff. Nope, can't jump over this wall. Rude. It's kind of a nice vista though. Alright. Let's see what's on the other side. Find more chests and talk to no one. Speak with Absolutely no one here. Oh, this is a fountain. I do like the blue flowers and stuff. I just wish everyone was less, I don't know, creepy? Less in a cult? I feel like that's not a big ask, but it kind of felt like a big ask. The music is kind of nice, though, in this eternal winterland. It is kind of funny that Eternal Winterland is right next to Eternal Summerville. I feel like you would have spaced them out a bit more. But no, they are neighbors. Okay, no, I don't want to talk to anyone. Checking for... The creepy music started. Let's see, giant igloos, what's in here? Just a normal snowman chillin'. Let's see, anything up here on the wall? Yeah, like, it is nice here, but it's just, like, also very sinister. It's very much in the looks can be deceiving camp. Because everyone's like, we're so happy, we love it here. This is, like, eternal Christmas town. And it's like, yeah, except you believe in a religion that is, really classist, first of all. You're really into all sorts of weird stuff. You received the valuable End of Eden, LXXV Infinity. What is L? Is L 100? 100 or 1,000? 1,000? I don't know. I can't ever. Oh! I do want ice fish though. What kind of fish can we catch here? L is 50. Oh, so 75? Okay, nice. Thanks, Chris. I'm like, I haven't had to do Roman numerals in so long. What are these? Chili pollock. This fish looks really cold. You would think that it would move somewhere else if it was that cold. But you never find it anywhere else. There must be something it doesn't want to leave behind here. Yeah. It's home. Oh, dang, my stamina is so low. I guess that makes sense. I guess I did kind of just not eat my sando, running around instead. I figure we explore until we're forced to leave. See, we already went in there. Where else did we go? Went to that whole spot. I don't think we went to this side place, though. Like this side chapel thing, we went there once? Well, I don't know if we ever went in. I don't think we were allowed, actually. What's over here? Oh, it's like a little park. It's nice. Yeah, I don't think, actually, I think Thersites did not let us in. We tried to get baptized so we could infiltrate the cult. Cases, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the cottage. Hope that your Thursday is going well. We're just running around Argene. It's pretty late. They're like, you can't come in here at this time. Try again. Alright, we'll go home. We'll get the hint. We get the hint. Alright. Let's put... I guess I'll just put that away. I like this game. Do you? Nice. I think it's a good game. I've been enjoying it. I will say, if you are planning to play this game, there will be spoilers in the stream. I'm sure you know that, but if you haven't already played through the story, might want to skip these streams, but it is a good game. It's very pretty too. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can cook with this pollock. Let me see, because I think I got the recipes. Let me see. Let's see what we can. Can we make anything of... I also don't remember if this was needed anywhere. Did we make this? No, we must have. Otherwise it would be different. Oh, the pepper cream penne. We can make that. Because I think we have to turn this in anyway. Oh, this looks so... I'm so hungry right now, so cooking is probably a bad move. This creamy penne pasta is made with lots of milk and a hint of black pepper for a mild seasoning that is popular with both adults and children alike. Okay. Let me actually... You know what I'm gonna do? I know it's like late in this game, but I am going to... I'm actually gonna save because it's past 8 and I need to get pickles for dinner. So we just manually saved. So then what I'm gonna do, we're gonna return to title screen. I'm gonna put you guys on a really quick break, probably about 5 minutes, so feel free to stretch, get up, get a snack, get a drink, all that good stuff. I'm gonna feed Miss Pickles her dinner, and then I'll be back. So it'll be quick, worry not. But I'll put you guys on a quick break screen, and I'll see you guys in a few. Okay, let me swap back. There we go. All right. Let me take a quick drink of water. Wow, I made it in almost like exactly 5 minutes. Schmoovin'. Okay. We'll continue. I just want to... Normally I would have just done the autosave, but I think we have an event in the morning, so I was like, let's sit through the cutscene when we have time to do so. Okay, I'm gonna put this pollock away. I'm not sure if it is needed. You know what, actually... I'll keep the penne, but I need to just, like, not eat it. Also, make sure we didn't complete anything else. Let me take a quick look. Let's see, Argine cabbage stew. Janson's temptation, I assume. Maybe it's Janson though. Meat with herbs and spices. Oh, I wonder what the other spice. Oh, you know what? It's probably the curry spice. Summer and winter spicy fish. Mabo tofu. And ice cream. I wonder what the other ingredient in ice cream is. I don't know. Alright, time to rest, and then we will see a cutscene. Either in the night or in the morning. Aria does like getting us up at night. Yep. Evening. Aria's eagerly tinkering with something. What are you doing? Oh, would you like to see? It's like a communication device. It still has some battery, so I'm trying to see if I can fix it. You can use that in this time? No idea? Probably not, but we won't know until we try. We'll be able to intercept omen messages with it. When I started looking at the devices they'd leave behind, I realized they look like tools we used in my time. Still, I can't say for sure I can get it to work, but just in case. Arya, I'm impressed. It isn't that impressive. I don't even know if I can fix it yet. Anyway, I'd like to focus on this tonight, if you don't mind. Arya's already back to work on the device. She probably wants to be left alone. Alright, I guess we'll leave her alone. Alright, later, Arya. Whatever you say, girl. Okay. Okay, so we just have to like sleep more, I guess, for this to all work. Okay. Well, we have a bunch of letters from everybody, I guess. Let's do chores first, though. Kinda looks like it's gonna rain. I also did not check, like, how much time any of those cave plants took, so that was kind of a mistake. Oh, I didn't know you could water the other way. I thought you always kind of had to be oriented in front of yourself, but I guess not. There we go. Grab some lemons. And then, let's see. Fermenting barrel, get that cooking. And then I think it has to be grains, you know? Or the fowl feed, which I think is probably what I want to stock up on. Okay, there's that. Let's see. Do animals first, then waterside biome, then the male. Yeah, it really does. It looks grim out today. Does not look very sunny. Okay. Now they have 28, so they're good. Alright, waterside biome. Well, let's see. Let's do waterside, and then we'll warp to cave. I think that one's fine. Okay, these are all good. Farm. Alright, let's see. Do I have to put anything away? I think I can sell all of these. There we go. Okay. Oh my god, so many. No particular reason for this. Would you mind coming to the clinic when you have a moment? I've been so busy with research, I've hardly spoken to anyone but Dim in so long. I need a change of pace. Anyway, please only stop by when you really don't have anything else to do. Thank you. From Cress. Okay, we got you, girl. About Rosny. Do you remember Rosny? We met her in Argene. Well, I just received a letter from her saying she wants to speak to me in Shatola. It could be a trap, but I can't ignore her request. I'm going to go and meet with her, but would you mind coming with me? If she tries something, I'd feel safer with you there. I'll see you in Shatola. From Istina. Thank you for everything. With your assistance, I have finally completed my modifications to the Fiasola. I cannot thank you enough. Without you, there's no imagining how long this would have taken me to do. Once we have procured the necessary supplies, It will finally be time to head to the ocean floor. We should be able to catch up to her now. Thanks again for everything. Signed, Hind. What should I do? I'm sorry for making such a sudden request, but I need some help. I want to do well with the vigil for the sake of everyone in Shatola, but I cannot keep going like this. Please, Raz. I don't know what to do. Emo. Monster subjugation. I apologize for keeping you waiting, but I have finished the necessary preparations required if we are to subdue the Nyardine. I am afraid I must rely on your strength once more. We must cleanse the waters without any delay for the sake of the people of Argine. I'll be waiting for you at the Divine Seaslight Cave. Yours sincerely, Shrika. Correction. I know I used to tell you to talk to the innkeeper whenever you came to my hideout, but I'd like to amend that. You don't need to do that anymore. You can even come by if you don't have anything business-related. Not that that seemed to stop you before, right? Anyway, I won't argue about it. Just keep it in mind, yeah? Braca. Alright. They're all so weird. Okay. Let's see. We are still battle to save the world. We just gotta keep resting. Let Arya do her thing. So, let's see. Let's drop in on Cress. Maybe we do Cress, and then we maybe do Shrika's thing, and then circle back with Braca. Do some fighting. So let's talk to Cress first. Give Calf some pets. And then go to Leafy. Warp to the general store. Here, have him try this. I made it in pill form, but there's a soluble one too that you can dissolve in water. That might be easier for him. Thank you so much. Oh, Raz. Do you mind waiting? I'm with someone at the moment. Anyway, that's about it. Give it to your brother, and let me know if anything changes. Sure. What's wrong? Well, her brother does have a potentially fatal disease, Grass. Is it okay to keep going on like this? It's gotten so bad he can't walk on his own, and he sleeps all day. He even looks pained when he's asleep. Dr. Cress, be honest. My brother can't be cured. That's the truth, isn't it? Well, that's... Other doctors take one look at him and refuse to help. They say he's too far gone. And all I can do is stand by and watch him suffer. Look, you've been honest with me, so I'll be the same with you. The quiet is incurable. There is no recorded example of anyone recovering from it yet. But I'm not about to back down. I will fight this disease. Do you mean that? Trust in Cress and your brother. Okay. I'm sorry for being so harsh. It's not like I'm a doctor or anything. You're his family. I'd be surprised if you acted any differently. I will do my utmost to create a cure. So please, wait just a little longer. Okay. Thank you for supporting me there, Raz. It's no big deal. outbursts like that really aren't all that rare, especially from family members. And it has nothing to do with the quiet. Everyone's the same. We all want to help, but sometimes there's nothing we can do. That's why we have to do everything in our ability to reassure and support them. But do I have what it takes? Nobody has been able to find a cure for this disease yet. You still have to give it your all. Thank you, Raz. I needed to hear that. I'm not the type to give up easily. If there's a solution, then it's the doctor's job to find it. Even so, it's hard when there hasn't been a single development made. All we need is something small, but until we find that, my hands are tied. Your parents looked into it too, right? Well, my dad did leave some of his research materials behind. Press. This man died trying to cure this disease and you didn't even look at his notes? Girl. Girl, please. Okay. But I already looked through it all those years ago, and I didn't find anything new. It's too late for that. Even if it is, there's value in trying. Guess it's better than doing nothing. Okay then. I'll go through my parents' findings again and see what I can find. One pair of eyes should be enough. Why don't you go on home and get some rest? Wouldn't it be faster if I stayed? There's a lot of technical language in there that you won't understand. She's calling me too dumb to help with the research. It's fine. I've got this. If I find anything, then I'll let you know. I'll be counting on you to bring me any new materials I might need. I'll speak to you later. She's like, you can't help with this one. A fragile heart. Complete. It's so weird because I thought her brother Dim, I literally thought her brother Dim was going to become a party member or like be a love interest as well, but he isn't at all, which is kind of surprising. Like I said, I thought he would, like, at the very beginning, I was like, oh, he's gonna be, like, also someone of interest. But nope. Alright, so now we're gonna go to Argene. And in Argene, we are going to... Actually, no, we're not going to go to Argene. We are going to go back out. We're going to the Sea's Light. Divine Sea's Light Cave. Also, who do I have with me? I have Shrika. Is there a better party member for this cave? I don't know. I mean, Estina's pretty cool. I actually like Estina a lot as a party member. Yeah, where do we need to go? Where is this girl? Oh, she's right here. Okay. Go this way. I've been waiting, Raz. If you're ready, I'd like to exterminate the monster in question as quickly as possible. Did you find it already? A Nyardine is yeah, it must be Dean. A Nyardine is a monster that dwells deep underwater. So we won't find it simply by walking around and hoping for the best. So we swim, right? You're a funny one. Anyway, she's like, you are not bright. What did you just drink? Nothing important. Just one of the items I prepared. Now, I know the Nyardine is a water-dwelling creature. Ah, it seems we've hit the jackpot. It's here, Raz, in the water. How can you tell? Do you doubt me? Next, we need to draw the Nyardine out of the water. Did you prepare for that too? I told you, I came prepared. Do you think I took all that time just powdering my nose? Enough is enough. Out you come. Shrika throws a red gemstone into the water. What did you throw in? A chunk of fire monolite imbued with magic. It should activate in the water, raising the temperature quite dramatically. Well, rip all the fish in there, I guess. The Nyardine aren't accustomed to hot water, you see. This should coax it out. Glub! Blub blub! Oh, it's one of these things. A monster leaps out of the water. Simple as that. Now, all that's left is to defeat it. Are you ready, Raz? Oh, he was fast. He seems to be resisting. I wonder, he is like 31. I like this character a lot already. Shrika? Okay, this might help. It seems to maybe not do as well. Yeah, Shrika. She's something. He didn't really do anything to us, honestly. Oh, innocent soul, may you rest in peace. Were you praying for the monster? At most, the Nyardine only wished to decontaminate the water. But we had to destroy it. Many human lives would have been lost if we did not. When deciding who lives or dies, that was the only reasonable option. I know it may seem contradictory, but that's how humans must survive. Our job here is done. Thank you for your help. Let us hurry back and report our success. Are you okay? Apologies. I didn't mean to startle you. This happens every time. Did the battle tire you out? no, not at all. Just relax, and I'll tell you what happened. Do you remember the liquid I drank before we battled the Nyardine? It's a peculiar type of elixir. Drinking it amplifies one's magical power and enhances the senses for a time. That is why I was able to find the Nyardine in the water. The resulting side effects can be dire, however, such as losing one's ability to move, like I have now. She's like, I'm paralyzed, by the way. You didn't need to go that far. Apologies, but I feel it was appropriate. This was the optimal path to take, so I took it. There's really no need to worry. It's nothing I haven't used before. So that's why you wanted company. That's correct. I would be in quite a bind if I hadn't found someone to accompany me. As much as I appreciate your assistance in battle, I really wanted you here to help me in case something happened. But since I can't move, would you mind keeping me company until I've recovered? Why did you become a missionary? That's quite the question. Very well. We'll be here for a while, so I suppose I could indulge in some nostalgia. Really quick, let me just stop rates. I may have mentioned it already, but I am an orphan. But nobody likes to hear about those these days, so I'll give you the abridged version. We got to see the ugly side of the world a few times, Lights and I. Perhaps that's why I was so rough around the edges back then. I can't imagine that. If you could meet me as I was back then, you would be in for quite a shock. But there was one who helped us cast that life aside and accepted us into the temple. Kierkegaard. Everyone was so kind to me, who arrived with nothing to my name. I thought there was some catch in the beginning, but I was wrong. The catch was the religion. But you joined. That was the catch. They wouldn't have been nice to you if you didn't convert. Everyone within the order is taught to deliver those who are lost. There are people who consider the teachings to be too strict. But the values they preach are universal. Save those who need saving. Learn how to temper your hatred. That is our moral code. Where was that when we were on trial, Shrika? What? Where was that when we got sentenced to death? It was nowhere. It was nowhere to be found in this whole city. So that's what they taught. I say with deep sarcasm. It is. You would do well to learn it as well. I'm not converting, girl. It helped me to believe that if I could be saved from my old life, that the world was not beyond saving either. That the hearts of people could change in much the same way. And so, I became a missionary, with the goal of helping others in any way I could. Little did I know, it was all a part of Kierkegaard's plan, as you're already aware. That is not your fault. I know that, of course, even though it was all a ruse. I'm sure of my beliefs, that is the truth of it. which is why I'm proud to be a missionary. The Seraph Child. It sounds a bit overdramatic when I think about it. What's with the name, anyway? That's... It's like a metaphor. It's something of a legend within the Sea's Light Order. When age of ruin doth come, the winged shall be reborn to deliver the world in salvation. The winged mentioned is also known as the Seraph, and is said to be the creator of both Earth and the Sea's Light. You're aware of Quietus, and the unprecedented ruin it has wrought in its wake. Well, somebody said that I must be a servant of the Seraph, as I was born with strong magical power. And that's fine. Light is needed in a world filled with uncertainty. By which I mean to say, I have more interest in the teaching than the religion itself. Now you sound like Thersite. Well, he is family. I think I've rested enough. I'm able to move again, which means my magical power must have returned. Thank you again for your assistance, Raz. Don't push yourself so hard next time. I told you, I do not consider this to be as extraordinary as you do. I'm going back to town. I must hurry and report the good news. Goodbye for now, Raz. I'll be sure to send a letter if anything else comes up. A Missionary's Pride. Complete. Unlock special technique Dogma Imperio. A powerful slash and lightning attack using Dogma. More effective against enemies with status ailments. Okay. Probably never gonna play the religion class. I don't, unlike her, I don't really want to be a missionary. Thank you very much. I'm all good. No. I was like, how do we get... Not by running into a wall. That's how. Okay. Time to... What is the best way to go about this? Go... No, that's not the way. Went backwards. We need to go all the way out. And then we need to go back to Argene to see Bracca's. Well, first we should go to the inn and turn in that food, I think. Which is conveniently the same spot we gotta go anyway. Delivered that. Let's go in the hideout. So, what info have you got for me? You must know something about them. I did hear something from a certain merchant I know. Apparently, the one you're looking for went into the forest, and there's been no sign of them since. Sounds like they're having an important conversation. Could they have been attacked by a monster? I don't think so. There was an eyewitness. Who do you mean? The mercenary who was with that merchant. For him to come out and say he'd seen them, I believe him. I see. They met and that mercenary lived to tell the tale. He must have a backbone to him, that guy. Well, he survived, but only because he got scared and ran away. At least he's useful enough to survive and give us info. What? Is that all you got for me? No, but here's the thing. He decided to quit after that. He said no number of lives would be enough to slay such a terrible monster. I've never seen him look so terrified. Are you sure you want to be going up against that, Bracca? I've told you 1,000 times. I will kill that monstrosity if it's the last thing I do. Your job is just to sell me information. Very well. You don't make life easy for yourself, eh? By the way, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What? Do you know that youngster who's standing behind you? Who? We've been here the whole time. Raz, how long have you been here? I've been here quite a while. I was already talking to you, and they didn't look like they had anything urgent to tell you, so I just continued. Shouldn't I have? You can go now. Thanks for the intel. It was good doing business with you. See you around. Were you talking about work? Yes, he's an informant. I just paid him for some information, and he got it for me. How much of that did you hear, anyway? You mentioned killing a monstrosity? So, everything then. You gonna tell me who them is? The less you know, the better. For the record, I haven't forgotten our arrangement. But regardless of what you say, I'm not telling you more than that. There's nothing I can do. Fine. I'll say one thing. Our relationship is that of mercenary and client. Nothing more, nothing less. I will do the job you paid me to do. But the moment you begin prying into my business, that contract is void. Understand? This is my problem, not yours. This conversation's over. Leave. Flickering shadow. Complete. Unlock special technique Ricochet Trick. A powerful piercing attack centered on the target temporarily increases the enemy's break fill rate. Ow, the edge. Yeah, Brock is very edgy. He's just so consumed with revenge and nothing else. He just, you know, it's just how the man is. Let's go to Chitola. I think there's 3 of them in here right now. There is. Alright. Let's do Emo first. Emo should be pretty chill. In theory. Wow, those clouds are wild. It is a very cloudy day. Oh, Raz, you came. I need your advice. Do you have a minute? Of course. Thank you. Will you join me in the back room? I already asked the bartender and he said it was fine. I'll go there as soon as this song is over. So, what did you want to talk about? Right. The truth is, I don't feel like I've been singing as well as I could be. The patrons are kind and haven't said anything about it, but I can feel it in my chest, like a hazy gloom weighing it down. Are you worried about anything? Something I'm worried about. Is it really okay for me to sing? I mean, at the vigil, it's dedicated to those who were hurt by Lorelei after all. But I'm a siren. I'm no different from the Lorelei that everyone feared. You're not evil, Emo. But that's not all. If I sing at the festival, everyone will continue to hate Lorelei and the sirens. But the sirens were victims as much as anyone else. So I want to sing for them too. Both reasons are important. You're right. I know I'm being selfish, even though the representative asked me to sing for Shatola. What about telling them the truth? Is that really the only way? I need to think a little on my own. I need to think on my own a little more. And maybe I'll come to a decision. I'm always around if you need. Thank you. Oh, Mother, everyone, what should I do? The people of Shatola, my family of sirens. Must I choose one to sing for? There must be something we can do. Thank you, Raz. I'm going to go back on stage. Everyone is waiting, after all. I hope practice gets better. Raz, I'll keep thinking about what I can do. A song worth singing. Complete. Alright. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That one is done. Let's see. It's like... okay, it's like 9 right now. Let me hop over to Heinz and... let me just save, actually. Let's just do that. And then that way we can come back and be like right at Heinz, working on all that next time. Actually, let me check my jobs. I probably have to. This fighter that I have a thing for? I do. Enhanced normal attack 2. Oh, let's do enhanced normal attack 2. Alright, let me save again. Overwrite save file. Yes, correct. Alright. Let's go back to the title screen. Now that we've saved. So this time, we'll be able to circle back next time and be like in the middle. Normally I like saving like at the end of the day, but we have so many cutscenes to see. And we're like not even halfway through the day, so I don't want to like sleep because there's going to be more cutscenes at night too. So this way we'll have plenty of cutscenes to get through on the next one. But let me do some swapping around. Let's go over here. I will turn that off. But thank you guys for joining me today. It's lots of fun. I'm enjoying playing Harvestella. It's a good game. It is a good game. Let me take a quick look and see if there's anyone around that we can raid. But this is our schedule for the rest of the week, so we do not have our normal Saturday morning stream. We are going to be back on Sunday, though. We're going to be playing 24 Solar Terms, which is like a really cozy, kind of almost I Spy puzzle game based on Chinese farming proverbs. So should be like really cute landscapes and some farms we can look at and stuff. It was kind of on brand and I wanted to play it. Let me see if there's anyone around doing anything remotely similar. Let me look. Have a good rest of the day, Raz. Thank you, Allied. Thank you, thank you. Thank you guys for coming in. Let me take a quick look. I see, well, Kath has been going for so long. I don't know if she normally goes past 3 hours. She's been going for a hot minute. But let's see, let's preempt it. Well, here's the raid messages. First one is for if you are a subscriber. Second one is for if you are a follower. I'm just taking a quick look. I'm like stuck in some ads. I'm trying to see if Kath is playing Tales of Symphonia remastered, I think. So she's been going at it for like 3 hours, so I just want to make sure she's not about to leave, because that always feels bad to like get a raid right when you're trying to duck out because you need to eat and stuff, you know? So let me check. Let me see if she's gonna still be doing things, and if not, there are other people that I can raid, I think, as well. I try not to raid into people doing like horror streams or really intensive like FPS, I guess. Let's see. She seems like she's still doing stuff. So let me get this raid started. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. I will catch some of you guys on Sunday to play 24 solar terms. But otherwise, I'll hopefully get to catch up with you guys next week. And I will see you guys again very, very soon.